stove.
Okay,
Hi guys, I'm Danielle.
so I'm Ren. I'm the Papa.
Hi guys, and welcome.
You stove.
Hey guys, and welcome welcome to the Lucky Stove. And yeah.
Yeah, just stop.
Come on, friends.
Hey, baby, in here?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Lucky Stove. I'm Danielle, and you know Renee.
I'm back.
And we are going to do we're going to make some calzones based off of Carolyn Ketchum's recipe, actually. So she has sausage and broccoli calzones. We're not going to do that. You know me. We never follow those directions. But you can always find her recipes on the Ultimate Guide to Keto Baking. And you can find that on Amazon, or you can go to her website. So if you can't get it sent to you easily from her website, you can get it from Amazon. So right now we're just weighing out some ingredients. We have our cheese here, pre-shredded. She said get it in a bag, pre-shredded. And she knows what she's talking about. I know there's potato starch in there. Oh my gosh, the carbs. It's already counted for. In this, the carbs are counted, and for 50 grams, which she said 6 ounces, but we have to do it in grams because that's what we have. So 120 grams, 100 is 2.6. So you do the math. So right now what we're going to do is we have the cheese pre-measured. We are working on the grams of the butter, and we are going to take it to the stove. So we'll be right back. All right, guys. So we're going to add 50 grams. We're going to measure out 50 grams of almond flour right now, blanched. And then we'll save some more for the work service, like she says. We don't have coconut flour. And no, don't bother. Leave it there, babe.
Yeah, well, I do. I'm just exec, you know me.
I know, but since we don't have coconut flour, we're going to add the additional 28 grams that would have been coconut flour. We're going to use almond flour for that instead. Okay. And we'll just live. We'll live with that. Right. Okay? So 50 plus the 28 equals 78. So we'll do 78 grams of almond flour.
Oh, just send them.
Yes, this is almond flour. Here we go. All right, so now we're at 78 grams of almond flour because after the butter and the cheese is melted, we will need to quickly take the pan off of the heat and then add the almond flour as she says. So we want to make sure that that's ready. So, and also we're going to add the baking powder into the mix. We'll add in, so here you go with this. And baking powder is 2 teaspoons. So that is, let me see here. 1 tablespoon is 15 grams. It's 2.6 times 2.5 times 2.
That's 5.
So that's 5 grams. 5 grams. That's such an annoying.
So 5 grams, you want me to add to it?
Yes, 5 grams. That'll probably take forever. How much is that? How much is in a sack?
No, don't worry. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Now the garlic powder. And for the garlic powder is half a teaspoon. We could just use this guy. But we like seasoning, so we're not afraid to add a lot if it's necessary.
Half?
Yeah, she says half. And then a pinch. You got the pinch? Okay, now salt. She says a 1/4 teaspoon. We'll work with that. I mean, we can't disregard every single thing in the recipe, right? That's not cool.
She said, what, 1/4 teaspoon?
Yeah, she said a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're using our pink Himalayan salt here. Cool. And we got it in big rocks, and then we ground it up in our spice grinder. So that's something that you can do. You can always get it and grind it up in a spice grinder. That's everything that's needed. If you will mix these together, so that way when we shake it into the wet mixture, it'll be easy. So what she says is sprinkle a silicone baking mat or a large piece of parchment paper with almond flour in a large saucepan. Melt the cheese and butter over low heat until they're melted and can be stirred together. Remove the pan off the heat and add the flour mixture and the egg, and then stir together until cohesive dough forms. After that, using a rubber spatula, knead it, and then yeah, that's it. It may contain some streaks of cheese. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. We are back by the stove, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add the butter. Well, the butter's in the pot. We're gonna add the cheese into the butter pot, and then we'll turn on the heat on low. So we gotta do that part first. Is what it says. I'm following directions because I've been told that I don't follow directions. So I'm gonna follow directions and follow directions.
Oh, not by me. Not by me.
Not by him.
Okay.
I've been told by a good friend of mine because I made some really unappetizing cake, gluten-free, of course, cake, and it was rubbery as all get out. And the first thing he said was, follow the directions. I'm not good at it. I don't mind that I'm not good at it. And that's just the way it is. I don't follow directions. I always like to do things myself. And as you can see, the heat is low. So now we just really have to let it melt and mix it together until it's one cohesive ball, really.
Yeah.
And this is softened butter. It's not as if it's what's the word? It's not straight out of the refrigerator. This is not straight out of the refrigerator cold.
Yeah, it's on room temperature.
Yeah, room temperature. That's the word. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. It's after this.
Yeah, okay. Well, kisses. So it's room temperature. It's room temperature, and but it is still giving us some trouble. But she did say to put it on low. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and zap it in the microwave. That's your business. But don't
just give it some time. It'll be okay.
You can give it some time, but if you're in a hurry or if you don't feel like dirtying up a pot, then put it in the microwave. But remember that the microwave will kick off radiation. Then why do you even have a microwave if you're worried about radiation? I know. But I'm just saying, if you're trying to lower your toxic load, and you're trying to figure out ways that you can do it simply, well, then that's one of the ways. By not using the microwave to melt your things or to make microwave mug cakes. You can make mug cakes in the oven. It just takes a little bit longer. And if you're in a hurry, well, then that's what it is, right? But here we are, still...
Yeah, it will take a while for the butter to...
Yeah.
Once the butter starts melting, then it will become very nice.
Exactly. And she did say to use a heavy bottom pan. So keep that in mind. When you use those little thin aluminum pans, not only is it off-gassing, but it's also like burning your stuff. You would think that it's supposed to be, oh, it's non-stick, no problem. It doesn't work.
Exactly.
But look, yeah, it really is. But the heavy bottom pans, for some reason, they conduct heat and they absorb heat a lot better, more evenly. And because of that, it just makes it a lot easier. And you don't burn things. Okay, so now we are here at the stove and we're adding coconut oil to our pan so that way we can brown our ground beef. You're probably wondering, why do you need to add coconut oil if you're going to cook ground beef? Well, one, it may be for you. This is rundvarken, so maybe we don't need so much. This is half from half.
Yeah, one is half and half, the other one is rund. Just rund.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nee, de tweede.
Oh, okay. I thought that one was okay. Yeah.
But usually what occurs is that go ahead, baby. Oh, when it's ready. What occurs is that the runder meat, the beef meat, has less fat for one reason or another. We never buy it mager or less fat or lean, but sometimes it seems to us that it always happens to be less fat anyway, and it cooks less time. So, or it takes more. And we're also going to add these guys. In her recipe, she has broccoli, but we like a lot of vegetables. And broccoli is great, but this is what we're going to use. It says macaroni, spaghetti, groente. So that's prei, rood ui, and paprika. And what are those, babe?
Leek, red onions, and bell pepper.
Cool. So, once the pan is ready, we will be back with the meat.
Yeah, I can go in now. We're using 600 grams of it. Did you already tell them?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so 600 grams of half from olive. we gotta tell them about this amazing thing we bought at a certain shop.
Yeah, we got this really cool masher.
I think it's from Norway or something.
Yes, it was Norwegian. I've seen some of you guys use this on YouTube, but I didn't realize how great it was. Look how easy it is to mash all of these. I mean, you have the best taco meat from here on if you use one of these guys.
Yeah, I love it. It's so fast.
Yeah, it's really fast. And this is not sponsored. We don't know the company. They're not paying us. But man, oh man, look how fast it is to break up that meat.
Yeah, we're not even telling them where you can buy it.
Exactly.
But it's that big man where you buy things for little, they say. Aha! Bet you know.
Oh my word. Okay, so we're gonna let this brown, and once it browns, we'll add in the vegetables, right, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, see you guys soon. Psyllium husk powder. I'm gonna add this tablespoon of in there for the dry. This is just for the dryness because coconut flour would absorb all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't run out of coconut flour. And if I had thought quickly, I would have mixed it with the psyllium husk powder with the almond flour. But you see it's coming together already now, kind of. So we'll just let that be that. And then we'll see you right over there at the table where we're gonna knead this. But don't forget, you're kneading it first with your spatula. So follow me, and we're gonna go over to the table right here. We're gonna dump this thing out. Woo! That's some fat. We ain't afraid of no fat. So I'm just gonna do this because I don't want to not necessarily burn myself, but I don't want to burn myself. So we're using a silicone baking sheet. This looks to me like it's not going to be as nice as I want it to because her dough looks really fantastic and it's like a really good cohesion. But this is just life, right? This is what happens when you're living life. You can't always have it like the picture. You just have to deal with things as they roll up. So here we go. I'll take off my wedding ring.
And in the end, you got to look at the result, okay?
Yep.
Because I remember we've had things done which we copied, and they looked way different, but they tasted very well and very good. So we'll have to see. You just have to wait.
Exactly.
It's finished.
I might sprinkle some more psyllium husk powder on top just to help it to absorb up some of this fat. If I do, I'll let you guys know. But for now, we'll be back after I finish rolling, as soon as I get this to a cohesive dough. Alright guys, so we're browning the meat now, but what we want to do is make sure that we season the food properly before all of the flavor disappears from the beef. Right, babe?
Yeah.
Right, so what do you have there?
I got salt. This is the Himalayan one, the pink one, which we grinded up ourselves because they were very, very big, like sea salt rock. So, okay. I'm adding some pepper, black pepper, and I'm adding some garlic. And that's pretty much it. Garlic powder, that is. We would have added fresh garlic, but I used that yesterday.
Yep, makes a really awesome chili, right?
Yeah.
That chili was inspired by Southern Keto, just to let you know. It was delicious. You gotta check her out. She's on Instagram as well, Southern Keto, Natasha.
Yeah, so do this to your taste, okay?
Yeah, we're not following the recipe at this point. We're not. At this point, we're not following Carolyn's recipe as far as the seasonings and whatnot, but that's okay. That's okay, because this is the point where you eat the way you want to eat, right? But don't forget, you guys, seasonings and all those things have carbs. Because what are they? They're food that has been dried up. If you didn't realize this, because maybe for you it's like technically like what's the problem with seasonings having carbs? But if you think about it, all it is dried up food that's been ground up into a powder. So yes, they have carbs, and the dried up form of them is more potent than the whole form.
Exactly.
So you're going to wind up with more carbs, right, babe?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure Your garlic or your seasoning or your carb Nazi, your policeman.
Your brother's keeper.
I am your brother. That I am. I am your keeper.
Good.
But not really. But I do want to let you guys know. Okay? Okay, cool. Okay, so we've added some bouillon, a beef bouillon to it, as well as the vegetables. And now we just gotta let it cook. But before we just let it cook, we need to add the cottage cheese. Now, Carolyn says to use ricotta, but here, yeah, ricotta is actually very cheap. And so, I don't know why, but I've always used cottage cheese in place of ricotta. It's just what it is. Here you go, dearie.
You want all in there?
All of it, yes. I dropped it, so it cracked. So I had to put it in that bowl there. And
Voila.
how many grams is that, babe?
That's 200 grams.
So it's quote unquote 200 grams, but remember I dropped it, so some of it cracked.
Yeah,
cracked
but
and
it's
came out.
still 200 grams, trust me.
No, I dropped it, and like there was at least 10 or
At
20.
least 10 grams, then it's 190 grams now.
Oh my word. So here we go. Looks delicious already.
Deliciosa.
Mmm. All right, well, we'll be back when we're ready to press out the crust. We're not going to roll it out. We just don't feel confident in our crust right now to roll it out. We're going to press it out into a tart pan. So we'll be back. And we'll let this cool so that way it's easy to handle. And then we're going to put it, fill the crust.
Yep.
Right? I can think once in a while, right? The words do come out.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys soon. All right, so we have the dough here. Tell us about the dough, babe.
Well, the dough, we cut it in half, so we use this just to press it out on this, why show them that for?
Because it's going to be going on top, and I brought the pan over,
Oh,
so I don't want
okay.
them to be confused as to why.
Can you
I
help
brought
me
it.
to push this out, because it's really, it's a strange structure,
Yeah. So when you don't follow directions,
as we
as we do or do not sometimes, you wind up sometimes with things that doesn't turn out the way
you expected it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Let's put all this on here, and then we'll put cheese on top.
Exactly.
Nice.
You got me, girl. You know what I mean. I was like,
So we're just gonna press this out. Forget that. Forget that. Forget that.
At least now it's an original.
Exactly. So you do what you gotta do, guys, right? You do what you gotta do. When you're at home, you don't have time to be struggling and being crying over somebody's recipe not working out for you.
Yeah, but also, sorry for interrupting
No,
you,
go.
but also the thing is that, you know, you can't always get the ingredients they use over there,
Yep.
and we can always, they can always get the ingredients we use over here.
Exactly.
Sharp, huh?
Exactly.
But
So-
that's true though.
I'm thinning this out a little bit and trying to bring it up to the top, to the edges, so that way it's not super thick as we,
And it's still gonna be delicious.
yes, it will. Exactly, because as long as you make it with love, that's the most important thing.
But you got clean hands because you need to wipe the tear off my eye now.
Oh my God.
That was beautiful. This reminds me somehow of Ghost.
Oh my gosh. Oh my love.
We're not gonna do no dirty dancing where you jump up and I have to catch you.
Nope, that's how it goes, but it sure is Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't lifting no people.
Yeah, please don't lift me. I'm still above my kilo range. So what we're doing right now is we're getting this fitted into the crimped. We're pushing all the thickness towards the edges, so that way that we can have like a nice crust, regardless as to it not being the way we thought it would be. We're still gonna have a nice crust. So we're still gonna have a nice crust. Oh, I can't beatbox. That's not my department. So we will be back once we top this, and then we will put cottage cheese on top, and then we will put cheese on top of that. Guys, so we're in the last stages of adding in the filling. Renee's making it look beautiful. So we're adding in the filling, and then we're going to do some dots of cottage cheese.
Yeah, you might wonder why I'm doing it with a spoon, but there's so much juices in here and I don't want them on it.
Yeah, we don't want to add too many juices onto this naked crust because it's not baked. It's not been par baked.
Yeah.
If it was par baked, it would be a little bit more prudent to add some of the juices. But since it's not par baked, it's prudent to not add.
But doesn't it look beautiful?
Doesn't it? It looks really nice.
And it smells very good. And I'm gonna tell you something because we did taste it. And
Yeah.
It tastes good.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cool. We don't want to fill it up all the way. We still leaving some space so that way the edge of the tart pan can have space to accept the cottage cheese dollops.
Yep.
And also the jong belegen kaas.
Yep.
So I think that's about it, right, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest we can just eat later while nobody's looking.
Well, you can look. I'm gonna eat it anyway.
All right. So now.
Want a bite?
Ik niet.
Okay.
Nog niet.
Oh.
Okay. So now we have the cottage cheese.
The cheese, the cottage.
We're just gonna do dollops.
Oh, you're doing that so good. Look at you.
Oh yeah, so good. I'm over here rushing. Just a few dollops. Oh, you want? While I'm doing this, babe, why don't you get the jong belegen?
I got it right here.
Okay, awesome. And then you can do that part. I think this is enough cottage cheese.
Okay.
I say enough and I keep going. But it's not like it's mozzarella, it's cottage cheese. So, I mean, really.
Well, that's what I do.
Exactly. I'm going to
Okay,
move
so
this
I'm
out of
gonna
the way.
Okay. I'm gonna sprinkle it on top. That's why I'm taking it easy.
Okay, that's why he's taking it easy.
Yeah, that was in my.
Okay. So now he's taking it easy. And we're going to pop this in there. After this, after we've got the cheese the way we want, we'll come back to you after we put it in the oven.
You want some more, right?
I would say it's 20 to 35 minutes in a 350 degree oven, preheated. Ours is preheated at 175 degrees Celsius, of course, because we are in Europe.
I've got a convection oven.
And we have a convection oven also, so that makes a difference. If you have a convection oven, you have to watch out for that. You need to decrease the time by 25 minutes, which doesn't make sense. Or you need to decrease the temperature by 25 degrees, and that makes sense.
Isn't that beautiful? That is covered in cheese. Well, see you in 20 to 30 minutes. Good luck. Whew. Can't wait.
Okay, guys, we're back, and the food has been cooling. I would say for less than 5 minutes. We've gone around the edges to loosen it up for cutting and slicing and all that good stuff. And now it's just time for serving. I'm excited. It has been what, 25 to 30 minutes?
Yeah, 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, so at 175. The recipe for the dough, follow her recipe, okay? Follow hers. Or if you have a great fathead dough recipe, you can follow yours. But we showed you how to do it right when you don't have anything or you run out of something or you're just like, oh man, I have to order that, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have time to be living in bestelling land. Right, baby? All right, so now we need to serve it on a plate. We'll let them see it.
Yeah.
So you want to get the plate?
Yep. You don't want like a spatula or something else you can put underneath there?
Yeah.
The serving thing?
Yeah, I'm actually going to cut this a little bit smaller.
Oh, I didn't do right, did I?
Well, no, you did perfectly. You are perfect. But for slicing up and showing everybody. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, hartstikke idee.
Perfect.
Oh no, I lost some pieces here.
That's okay, it looks good. Mm-hmm. Looks very good.
Looks like that's going to have to be the piece that we taste. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, it burns my fingers.
Oh, that's good. So I know the oven worked.
Woo. Yes, exactly. The oven worked. All right. Awesome. I'll get a fork. You want to show them up close, honey?
Yeah. I hope you can see the inside of it. And then, of course, the top with a lot of melted cheese.
Delicious.
And I can just picture yourself using a creamy, like with whipped cream and stuff, and you use some leek and some little parts of ham and stuff like that. That would be awesome.
Exactly.
Some red onion maybe. And you can have a nice salad on the side.
Yes. A nice salad on the side.
I can say, and I can tell you guys that it smells awesome.
It smells so good. It smells delicious. Test. Ooh, did you hear that crispness that came from it?
Oh, people, look at that.
Let's see here. And of course, you say, well, that's the cheese. Of course it's crispy. Well, yeah. But so is the dough, right? See?
Oh, it looks very good.
Oh, we forgot to get a picture.
Oh, we can take pictures.
We'll take a picture, but yeah, take a picture. All right, let me taste it. That's good, guys. Of course, the question is the crust, right? But if you're using your own ingredients for your own stuff, then the crust has no bearing. It's the filling, but the crust is good. It's really good. I would say it's almost like a... It's not like a hard crust. It's like one of those soft crusts. Remember, it's really fatty, right? It's fatty. It's fatty. It's fatty. But it's delicious.
It's not your device. It was her. It's fatty. Yeah. So don't think your device starts scratching all of the
Right?
stuff.
Fatty. I'm gonna flip it over, even though it's so uncouth. So here's the crust. And remember, guys, I added psyllium husk powder because I didn't have any coconut flour. We used a total of 4 tablespoons of psyllium husk powder.
Yeah, we did, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. So, I'm gonna flip it back over because I think it's prettier on the other side. No! Alright guys, so thank you for joining us here at the Lucky Stove. May your stove bring you
Luck or a coupon.
and don't forget to
Mind your own macros.
don't forget to mind your own macros. You will be seeing more of us, but we did want to make sure that we got this out to you. And yeah, if this recipe is exciting to you, or if you're thinking, well, I can throw stuff together myself, good. After you figure that out, share this with somebody else too, because who knows, it may just help them. All right?
Okay.
Thanks again for joining us here. And don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Facebook.
At our house.
At your house. Envision_whole_health is the Instagram. You'll see that there. Yeah. And Facebook is Envision Health Coaching. So, see you next time.
Enjoy, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, don't forget to comment down below. Guys?